Okay, Trinity Nay back. We're outside. Now, do not attempt to do this if you can't go outside, okay? You have to be outside. Do not do this indoors. Do not do this in a closed garage or a shed. Anything with walls, no. Make sure there's no electrical near you. Make sure there's no gas-powered equipment. Make sure there's no water heater. Make sure there's no any kind of devices, furnaces, or anything that could have a pilot light in them, okay? Don't do this. This is very flammable. You can fucking burn your face off. You can die. So, that being said, we're gonna, always be safe with this. I've got two trays, okay? Two baking trays. One fits inside the other, and I've got a pot of hot water with a top on it to keep my water hot. I'm gonna take the hot water and pour it in the lower tray. Then I'm gonna take two buttons that come with the butane little tips. I'm going to insert those right into my rubber caps here. Okay. And I've got an issue here with this table. Let me put something underneath it so it's a little more stable. A nice flat rock should do the trick. Okay, now we got a rock under there, so we'll be able to press down with our cans and the table won't move on us and the water won't splash up into our BHO. I'm going to move these chairs away, out of our way here, okay? Now when you're doing this, you want to make sure everything is safe. You want to make sure you have no friends around smoking cigarettes, nobody flicking a lighter, okay? I'm serious about that shit. You will die. Alright, I'm going to run 2 cans at a time. I'm going to run 3 cans per tube. I've probably got about, guess and say, maybe 2 to 3 ounces per tube, something like that. Okay, so I probably have well, I don't know if it's that much. Going to pour in the hot water. Carefully, okay? Cover my hot water back up. I'm gonna take 2 cans, I shake them really good first, and then boom, we start blasting. Got a good seal. Takes about 70 seconds per can, usually, depending on your temperature and your altitude. Cans, they've got about 60 to 80 seconds worth of butane in them. Sometimes I'll count in my head, so I'll know when they'll be done. Or you can actually listen to the cans and you will hear them hissing when they finish. As soon as they're done, take them off and put 2 more cans on. Don't sit there and empty the cans out completely until the very end of this process. If you want to do it my way, that's my way. Because I want to try to retain that pressure that's in these tubes as much as possible. That butane has made its way all the way down to the bottom. There it goes, right there, boom. Starting to see the dripping on the left tube, now the right tube. Because some good waxy earls coming out. We're listening for that hiss. The can gets cold too when it finishes up. You'll feel the coldness rise through it. You'll also see the dripping will slow down at the bottom. You'll know your can's getting weak. Okay, there's the hiss. Now, keeping the pressure on, right? Keep the pressure steady, John. Okay, we're going to take 2 more inserts. Put our inserts in nice and slowly. You don't want to be in a hurry when you're doing this. Take 2 more cans. Shake them nice, real good and violently. And then, boom, can. 2 more cans. Keep that pressure steady, John. Keep that pressure steady, Juan. There, now we're flowing again. Up and running again. Now, I'm trying to think if there's anything else I can tell you while I'm doing this. Doesn't take long to do. Someone said, how long does it take to make BHO? Usually a half hour to an hour. If you're doing a good purge, you know, the more time you spend on the purge, the better it's going to be. You can triple purge, you know, at low temperature and get a really good product end result. Listening for the hiss. You hear my neighbors outside working on his house. On this nice cold Saturday morning. Okay, 2 more inserts. It's a good idea to not keep your head over the tray of butane. Keep your face away, just in case. Try to keep as far away from it as you can. All right, because even a static spark can ignite this, so you have to be careful. You have to always try to be as safe as possible if you're going to do this. Okay, I'm going to just straighten out my posture here so I don't get a sore back from standing here and bending over. Basically just running fuel, solvent I should say, through the past the trichomes, and it dissolves the trichomes, and then the trichomes travel along the stream through the filter and into your tray. Now what we're going to do is we're going to empty all of these cans now in these tubes. So once these are the last 2 cans. So once they start hissing, I'm going to leave them on for a good 10-15 seconds and completely empty them out all the way. I'm just going to hold these cans on here and watching the dripping at the bottom. If the dripping gets down to almost nothing, I'll switch the cans out. Now you can check, this is something I can tell you about, you can check to see how well you did by by holding a finger underneath the drip and then pulling your finger away and looking at the amount of residue oil on your finger, where the oil hit your finger, and that will actually tell you if you should run another can of butane or not, if there's still a lot of trichomes left in there. Okay, these cans are burnt. Basically just blowing smoke right now, so I'll take them out. I'm going to close this door to my house. And now, this is the technique I use for the immediate purge. Okay, I'm going to take these cans. It makes it real easy to just put them back in the same case upside down with the cans that are still full. And then when you're done, it makes it really easy to dispose of the cans that are already in the box. You can just pull the box up and put it in a garbage bag and off to the dump it goes. Okay, now, what you can do is get a second tray. So I'm checking my water temperature. It's nice and cold, so I'm ready for a new tray with hot water. Comes Roscoe checking out the action up here on the balcony. Okay, we're just going to take a second tray now, and let me remove my extractor. If you turn it, sometimes if you turn it at an angle, you'll get a little bit more butane will leak out. I'll just set that over here and let the ice cool down off of that. I mean, warm up off of that. Oh, now I've got my tray is frozen. I can't pull the tray out because the water got too cool and the butane got too cold. And now the tray is actually frozen. So what you can do is just pour more hot water in to try to unfreeze it. But you want to be careful not to shake it too much here. I'm going to take my jacket off because I don't want to make a big mess here, but I will try to pry this off. No, it's frozen on there really good. Oh, there it goes. Okay, I've been able to pry it off now. And now to prevent it from freezing again, it's floating in there, so it shouldn't make contact. We're going to go ahead and put fresh hot water in this tray, fill it up about halfway. We're going to transfer this tray right here over here. Put that in our hot water bath, just like that. I'm going to dump out this cold water. Excuse me. And now I'm going to take this tray right here and I'm going to cover up the other half of my tray where the hot water is to keep the steam and the hot water in. It keeps the hot water hotter longer by doing that. Just a little efficiency technique. I'm going to cover this up too. Now as you can see, I could probably benefit right now from getting some more hot water. I'm going to pour out the rest of this hot water into the tray. I'm going to utilize this right now. And I'll go inside and I'll get some more hot water. Okay, that'll help. And let's see how hot this is. That's warm now. Now we'll dump this and we'll go get some fresh hot water. Okay. My cat's out there playing in the yard. I'll be right back with some more hot water. In the meantime, you can watch this purge. You can see it bubbling like crazy. Looks like beer in a mug. I'm going to go get some hot water. I'll be right back. Roscoe, go eat your food. Come here. Look, 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 look. Go eat your food. Look, go eat your food. Look, 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 look. Oh, good boy. that A, buddy. Total hookup for you there. Good boy, Roscoe. Okay, here. Okay, there's that. Here's this. Okay. There you go, buddy boy. All your food right there. Dog's fed. Okay. Hot water's done. We are going back outside. Using pots with tops on them, with lids, is very safe. It keeps the water out of your BHO. If you're doing this technique, it's good to use lids. It also keeps your water hot. So let's see how we're looking. We're still bubbling. Here, I can grab the camera now and I'll show you. Show you the bubbling. We like to watch that. Show you the equipment I'm using here. It's real basic. Get this out of here. I think it's a 9-inch baking. What is that? 8? What, I forgot what they call those. A 12-inch baking. Yeah, it's a 12-inch baking dish. A Pyrex. And then you got a 8-inch or a 9-inch that fits right inside it. And it's got lids and it floats in the water inside there. And I use that other piece right there to keep that hot water in there. And you can see it's floating in that hot water. Oh, look, I'm starting to get some chunks of wax building up in there. Focus, baby. Man, what's up with the focus on this camera? It's supposed to be HD and shit. I wonder if there's a... Oh, I'm on the wrong camera setting. I see. There is no autofocus on this setting. Can I turn this? Manually focus? I don't know. I've got some kind of a weird lens on here. Anyway, you can see the bubbling subsiding, so it's time to put more hot water in. That's what I'm going to do right now. Alright, so remove your top tray, and we're going to use the top tray, right, as our second dish. So we just pour hot water into the top tray, halfway up, take your tray of BHO right here and set it. Oh God, this is a huge yield, man. Look at all the oil on the sides of this. Ugh, what a nice yield on this. And then we're going to dump out this cold water, right? This water's cold. We don't want it anymore. And we don't want it near our BHO. So we're going to dump it. And then we're going to use this to cover. Here, let's slide it on this side so you guys can see it. Like this, very carefully, as to not make waves. You don't want to splash water in your BHO. Now, if you splash water into your BHO, it's not the end of the world. But it's just better to not. I mean, you can always purge that water out eventually. But now you can see the water is hot again. So it's boiling again. The butane is bubbling again. It's boiling off. It's very cold out here right now. So 44 it looks like. 43, 44 degrees outside. Makes it a little more challenging. It makes it colder and makes it, you know, you have to really purge warm, so that cold air makes it harder to keep your water warm. Oh, that's why you want to keep your keep your lid on your hot water. I forgot to do that time. And you can see every time a cold wind blows over the top, it cools down that BHO and it stops boiling. Now you can wind block like this. You can take something like this box, and put it to block the wind, and you'll see the bubbling will start back up again because you're blocking that cold air from blowing over your BHO. Here comes another cold breeze. I can feel it. Yep, see? It knocks those bubbles down. I can feel that breeze coming, man. That would be a cool intro to a video right there. To like a trendy video. Like if this was the... If it'll focus... And then right out of those bubbles, Trendy Ass Dabbers presents. That'd be cool. So me just standing here like I'm doing, like this. See, I'm standing here in front of this, like this. And my body is also helping to block that cold air. So if you're in an area like this, like where I am, and it's cold, then, you know, that's just another thing you can do. Now, I am in an open area, just so you can see. There is a roof over my head, and there are 2 walls behind me. 2 walls. But I've got 2 open walls over here. So if there was an explosion, the explosion would have a place to go. It wouldn't, you know, stay right there and fucking destroy everything in the vicinity. It would actually explode and spread out. And if you're like me, you've ever been in an explosion before, you've been around them, you kind of know how they work a little bit. Oh, it's getting cold. I'm getting cold out here. Holy shit. Let's check up on our oil. See if I can show you some of that oil building up on the edges of the tray. Look at that. Look at that oil building up. I don't like getting the camera close to the BHO. I'm doing this for you. I'm taking a risk, and I really don't recommend it. The camera is electronic. It's got sparks inside it, you know. It's got minute little electricity traveling through it, and so you don't want to get that too close to your BHO. Look at those ripples, man. Oh my God. That just looks fantastic. And what a deep amber color. Crazy amber color. Usually it's a lot more wine color, or the color of beer. And this is just almost red. And it's funny, is the strain I used, I don't even really know what strain it was. I know it's all one strain though, so maybe once I have the butter I'll get a smell and I'll figure it out. Oop, there come the bubbles, bubbles, bubbles. Okay, I'm sure the water's cooled down by now. I'm ready to do another water transfer. I'm going to look at the bubbles and see how much it's bubbling. And I'm thinking to myself, yeah, I can get it to bubble more than that if I put hotter water in there. So let's do that right now. Okay. Do another quick transfer here. Okay, the same way we did it before. Alright? Take our top tray off, move it over. And when you're moving the tray over, try to not move it over your BHO like I just did. That's bad because if there's a drip of condensation, it'll go right in your BHO. So keep that in mind. It's easier if you ask me to pour the hot water in first. Notice I move the water around the BHO. I don't carry the water over the top of my BHO. And I'm going to pour in half a container here of hot water. We'll fill it up. We'll use all the hot water right there. And now we'll move our BHO in. Like this. Nice hot water. It should start bubbling up nicely. And now we're going to dump out our cold water. We don't want that near our BHO. And same thing. Now we just take our tray here. Place it on top. right? And I'm going to take this box of butane cans, and I'm going to put that right here. And that's going to block the wind. Okay. Let's go back to purging. Outdoor purging. Don't get impatient and bring this in your house, okay? Do not bring this in your house to watch. That is butane. It's flammable. It will blow up. You should just, you know, the best thing you can do is stay the fuck away from it. When me and Dino do this, once we're at this process, he'll usually go inside the house. Because he knows if you're away from it and it blows up, you won't get killed. There is big potential here for loss of life. So keep that in mind. Now I'm going to show you some of this. It's starting to... My dog just farted. That was pretty loud, Roscoe. You cranking out some gas, buddy? Are you cranking out some gas over there? I wonder if I hope the camera picked that fart up. That was inspirational, bro. Okay. I just fed him food. He's farting it out now. Okay, there you go. That's what we want to see. We want to see that crispy crunch. Me and Trekken like to call that the crispy crunch, as it crisps up and gets all crunchy. You can see how the honeycomb forms, right? All the little bubbles, and eventually those bubbles go away and you're just left with little tiny holes in moon surface, basically. Well, I'm saying this yield right here is one of my biggest yields I've ever got. I haven't even I haven't even started to scrape it yet, and I'm looking at this and I know, I can tell, man, that is a fucking yield right there, buddy. Old Trendy Nay is going to be smoking today. That is a fact. I'm so glad you guys got to watch this process from start to finish. You know, this is basically finishing up right here. I mean, there's still the final purge where you're going to want to use... a lot of people will use a vacuum, and you can vac purge. A friend of mine, Cicada, he's doing purging under mild heat in his vacuum, and it's working, he says, phenomenally. So it's possible. Yeah, there are ways to do it. Right now, the way I vac under heat is I warm up my dish and put it in my vacuum. I try not to warm it up too much, but the way I've been purging lately, though, I haven't even been using the vacuum. I've been just using a hair dryer to warm it a little bit and then just stir it. About 15 minutes. Warm it, stir it, warm it, stir it, warm it, stir it. 3 times, done. Look at how gorgeous this is. Let's move this out of the way. Get a little bit more light on the bubbles. There's your trendiness, guys. Now we're going to start purging. So, usually in the warm bath, I'll start stirring it with a screwdriver. When I'm using this amount, when I'm doing a large amount like this, that's how I like to purge it. So, I've got a screwdriver. This is the same screwdriver I always use. But it's got drywall on it right now. See that? My screwdriver's got drywall on it. Good thing I checked it. I'm going to want to clean this really quick in alcohol. I have a tray of alcohol right here. I'm just going to stir it around in there in my alcohol. And then I'm going to come over here and clean the screwdriver out real fast. I do not want to be smoking drywall. Alright, that is looking better. Just got this thing just about all cleaned up here. There we go. Now I'm just going to hit it with a scrubbing pad. Good old scrubbing pad. I'm going to rinse it in water. And now I'm going to dry it with a clean paper towel. There we go. I got this fucking screwdriver. It's just about all cleaned up. I missed a little spot there. I want to make sure I'm fucking nice and clean there. Let me look at it again. Okay, the screwdriver's looking good. I'm going to take that and go stir under mild heat. This is just a very low heat. But I'm just going to take my screwdriver and swirl it like this. Now, I got to take the. I forgot. I got to take the tray out of the water before I make a mess here. Okay, let's get this over here. You can go indoors and do this if you want. The nice heavy screwdriver makes this really easy. It makes it really easy on your hand. Because of the weight of the screwdriver, it helps you to cut through that oil, which is getting really buttery and really hard to cut through right now. Basically, just stir the whole fucking thing. What we're doing is we're stirring out all the butane right now. Hand's getting a little tired. Okay, my next step is going to be to take a razor blade. I'm going to scrape this off and put it in a smaller tray, and then I'll warm it up with a hair dryer until it just bubbles, It'll get up to about 110 degrees, and once you see it starting to turn a little bit into the bubble, then you can go, you don't have to do circles, you can do lines too like this, really get it all. You know, you could change your pattern. You want to get all that butane. The thing is, we're trying to expose all the butane to air right now. And the more turning and the more exposure, the quicker and the better that butane purges out of your BHO. So the more contact that the air makes with each part of your BHO, the less butane you will have inside there. Okay, it's doing really good right now. Nice and thick, buttery. It's total butter. This is fucking exactly the consistency I love. Hello, Roscoe. What's up, buddy? Alright, so let's come over here inside the house. Ooh, it's nice and warm in here, man. My house is nice and warm. Close this door and turn the light on in here. Move this garbage over the way. Over the way there. Alright, now I'm starting to get excited, man, because we're getting close to crunch time. Finishing it up. Okay. Okay. Move some of this stuff out of the way. Items that we don't need that can contaminate our process. All right. Now, I'd like to have a nice tray, a nice dish to start with. Let me see if I can find one here. Do I have a clean dish? I do, yes. Okay. Okay, so you're gonna want to take some alcohol and clean your dishes out before you expose them to your BHO. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm taking a paper towel and I'm putting alcohol on it. I have 99% alcohol. I get it from Pemro.com. Okay. My dog and cat are driving me crazy, wanting to come in and out, in and out, in and out. All right, meantime, okay, I've got my tray. Something you can do when you have these little dishes, I use these ramekins, weigh that when it's empty, okay? Just put it on a scale and weigh it, and then write the weight down on the bottom. So I've got the weight here, 152.2, so I know if I forget to zero out when I'm weighing or whatever, I can find out exactly, just weigh it and see how much over 152 it is. Now I'll know exactly how much BHO I have. Now, I have got weed all over this table here, and I want to just kind of clean that up a little bit. So I'm just very carefully going to put this in the garbage. I don't want this debris getting up in my BHO. So it's good. Make sure you're starting off nice and clean. You know? You don't want to get any fucking debris in your oil. It's important. Keep that shit clean. It's the whole point of it. Alright, now, I just need a razor blade. Where was it? I just had one. Here it is. I've got these great scrapers, these great tools. I recommend these. If you guys go to a hardware store, you can find stuff like this. They clean right up. You want to make sure to get any rust off of them, because you don't want rusty BHO either. And let me see how clean I can get these blades real quick. You ain't getting nothing from me. Eat your food. Eat what you got and be happy. It's important to use clean blades. And I'm not satisfied that these are going to be clean enough, so I'm going to go get some cleaner razor blades, I think. If I can put a paper towel on this and alcohol will still pull off rust, I'm not going to use it on my BHO. So let me try one more paper towel here with some fresh alcohol. There we go. Oh, yeah, the blades are pretty clean now. There's no more rust residue coming off. It's good. Make sure I'm gonna get my shit here ready to go. Okay. Good, good, good. I'm just blowing the alcohol off now. Okay, let me get the screwdriver out of the way. Now I'm just going to lift my BHO up and give a quick couple of puffs to just get the area clean again. You can see the way this is buttering up. Crazy, right? It's probably not going to be the easiest scrape, but there's the first scrape, and you can see what just came off, and you can see the consistency of it. Look at how slow it is. Harley, get down! I'm not giving you shit, you little fucktard. My cat wants food and he is just a pain in the ass when he is a fucking bitch like this. Okay, now I'm going to take my other scraper here and try to scrape this off without making too much of a disaster mess here. And put it right there in my dish. There we go. Come on, guy. Alright, that's good. Really good consistency here. Wow. Alright, let me do another scrape. This is, I couldn't have asked for a better consistency than this. This is like Let me see if it'll focus. There you go. Look at that consistency, guys. Okay. It's there's a talent. It's an art form dealing with this stuff, almost like a glass blower. You have to learn to manipulate this shit. Harley, get down! You don't want your cat near your BHO either. I do not want cat dander in my BHO. In fact, my hair shouldn't be down like this either. You know, I just made a mistake by not getting a hair tie first. I should have. So, learn from my mistake, okay? If you got long hair, tie that shit back. Great yield here, guys. Really great. I mean, I don't know what I got, but I know I got. So here, I've just about scraped the bottom. Now I've got the edges to get now. Using a handled blade makes life a lot easier if you can get your hands on these things, man. Getting messy. Okay. Super butter, man. Super buttery butter. Okay. Now you want to keep these covered. These ramekins come with Tupperware lids on them, and you're going to want to use that to keep the dust out and the dirt. And your BHO will thank you by being awesome all the time. Cover it just like it's food. Food for your brain. That's 1/3 gram right there. Okay. Now I'm going to get a regular blade, just a regular old razor blade to scrape the rest of this off. And I'm going to get my scale and we'll see how much weight we've got here. Taking up. Don't forget to clean your razors. If you're using a reused razor, don't forget to clean them off. Okay? Now we're just going to take this blade and scrape a little bit. Get down in there and see what we got. Now you can warm this dish up. Like I could take this dish and put it in the oven at 100 degrees. And it would make this stuff a lot easier to scrape up. So that's something you can do if you don't have a lot of muscle strength in your fingers to press down on this razor blade. And I play guitar every day, so I got kind of strong fingers and knuckles, you know. But I wouldn't expect just anybody to be able to push down like this on a thin little piece of metal, especially a razor blade. Alright, so now I'm still getting... Focus! God, the focus is so slow. Still getting this. Okay. That's 0.4 right there. At least, not half a gram. I can look at this stuff and judge weight now because I've been weighing out my dabs. Okay. Let's see here. Really good butter. Oh my God, scraping right off the bottom. You know, this is the best butter right here because it's spread so thin on the bottom of the glass, all the butane's evaporated out of it. It's all exposed to the air because it's spread all thin, and that's where you get your really good purged shit. Okay. Really good looking butter, guys. Really good. Perfect. I mean, this is like, I got to get my scale still and weigh this. See how I'm looking on yield. But here, let me take a little bit more off here. Get that last bit of goodness off this blade. Here. And off of the screwdriver as well. The screwdriver has about 2 dabs on it. Oops! Drop the razor, try not to do that. Okay, there we go. Now, let me get my scale. Okay, now we already have our weight written on the bottom, 152.2. So now we're just going to put that, we're going to turn on our scale, first. And now we're going to see what our yield is over 152. Okay, here we go. 0, 152, 163. Look at that. 11 grams, guys, I got on this yield. That is the best I've ever done on those 2 metal tubes. 11 grams. Look how stable. Hope you guys enjoyed this HD. I know I enjoy creating them for you.